Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. We're excited for this opportunity to share information about your student life spaces. My name is Xavier Wilson, and I have the honor of serving as Director of the Michigan League and Associate Director of University Unions. At this time, I invite my colleagues to introduce themselves.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Amy White. I'm a 1995 graduate of U of M and serve as Associate Director for University Unions and Director of the Michigan Union.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kellen Macro Cooper. I use she, her, and hers pronouns. I serve as the Associate Director for Trotter Multicultural Center.
Our session with you today will cover an overview of University Union spaces, an overview of Trotter Multicultural Center, and we will share tips and recommendations on how to get involved that will lead you to creating lasting memories and a welcoming experience on campus this fall. Student life is here for you. We're here to help you get the most out of your college experience while at the University of Michigan. Student life provides opportunities for you to find your own niche on campus, connect with students, get involved in student organizations, leadership opportunities, and campus jobs and internships. We have over 30 offices that support students through living, learning, and experiencing campus life. Trotter Multicultural Center and University Unions are part of student life. We are here to help you get connected, to help you engage on campus outside of the classroom, and be the path to getting involved through student organizations, leadership opportunities, and programs. I now invite Amy to talk about University Unions.
Wonderful, thank you, Xavier. So U of M is unique in that it is home to 3 student unions. Our department, University Unions, works with students and colleagues to provide leadership to these spaces. The mission of University Unions is, through our programs, services, and spaces, University Unions is a catalyst for connection and learning that cultivates community and belonging at the University of Michigan and beyond. For each space within University Unions, we'll touch on programs, services, and spaces. So in addition to the buildings that comprise University Unions, the Center for Campus Involvement is located here in the Michigan Union, providing engaging programs, hosting major events, working with students from all schools and colleges on leadership development and organizational leadership. If you're interested in learning more about the Center for Campus Involvement, we encourage you to check out their Getting to Know Michigan video from a couple of weeks ago. There are several others, of course, that hopefully you've connected with as well. So from a services perspective, University Unions really has most everything you'll need as a student at Michigan. We are known as the living room of campus, a place where you can be yourself, relax, find good food, meet with student life staff, practice leadership, find textbooks and school supplies, and much, much more. Okay, so as we dive into the specifics of University Unions, let's start with the Michigan Union, located on Central Campus on State Street and South University. So the Michigan Union is over 100 years old, and one of the most exciting things about the union, and go ahead and advance, Kellen, if you don't mind, is that we have recently just reopened after a renovation. So the photo that you see here is celebrating our grand reopening on January 13th, 2020. We had President Schlissel and the Michigan Marching Band, and reflew the iconic University of Michigan flag from the roof of the Union. Our goals as part of the renovation were to make the Union a vibrant place for meetings, events, and programs, encourage student organizations and leadership, and be a campus resources to meet student needs. We are so excited to welcome students back to the Union this fall, and of course to welcome you all as well. Come visit us and spend a lot of time with us. As you heard from our mission, there are several vendors located in the Michigan Union. Most everything you need can be found here. We're home to shopping and food options, and these are some of the folks that are located within the Michigan Union. A couple of notes for you. First, about textbooks. There are several vendors located around campus. However, Barnes & Noble, located at the Union and in Pierpont Commons, is connected to Wolverine Access. So you can register for classes and get the books that you need and get them shipped to you or shipped to your residence hall. One other note about food providers that are located within University Union's buildings. As a student living in the residence halls, your meal plan allows you to utilize cash equivalencies at venues such as the food vendors at the Union and in other University Union locations. The details differ depending on your meal plan, but know that you have some flexibility with that and often are able to use your meal plan within the Union's facilities. So one other thing that we have at the Union and in other University Union's facilities is student life offices and resources for to meet your needs. So located on the 3rd and 4th floors of the Union, you will find many student life resources. This list highlights many of them. A couple of notes for you. CAPS, Counseling and Psychological Services, which is located on the 4th floor of the Union, has a newly opened wellness zone where you can come in, drop in, relax, and kind of get away from it all for a few minutes, which will be really lovely. The Dean of Students office can help with many of your student needs. They can help you find answers to most common concerns. The Center for Campus Involvement, of course, we've already mentioned them, is your go-to place for getting involved and getting to know what's going on campus. You can also learn more about student organizations and leadership opportunities at Festival, August 31st through September 2nd, just a few short weeks. And Mesa and the Spectrum Center are also terrific resources focused on the experiences of students of color and LGBTQIA students. Again, each of these folks have done getting to know Michigan presentations, so check them out if you haven't seen them already, and then come visit them on the 3rd floor of the Union. One other resource that is located at the Michigan Union is the Idea Hub. The Idea Hub is a space for student organizations to do their work. The Idea Hub has 7 private meeting rooms, 2 movement studios, a creative studio space for organizations to create art projects and marketing materials, as well as day use storage lockers for short-term student organization needs. The Idea Hub is a co-working community space, and it is the only space on campus for all student organizations across disciplines and types. The Idea Hub offers belonging and community building for students across majors, identities, and interest areas, as well as learning and development opportunities for leadership and social responsibility. This is certainly at the heart of university unions. Now I'd like to pass the microphone to Xavier to talk about our other spaces.
Pierpont Commons. You can go ahead to the next slide, please. Pierpont Commons is your North Campus Student Union. Pierpont is located in the heart of North Campus within walking distance of several residence halls, College of Engineering, School of Music, Theater and Dance, Stamp School of Art and Design. And thanks to its large windows with high ceilings, it is the perfect place to soak in the sunshine. Come and visit our shops, our services, our restaurants, and our large study spaces. Next slide, please. While on North Campus, Pierpont is a great place to grab a bite to eat at one of our restaurants. We have Panda Express, Amos, a local Mediterranean grill. You can enjoy sushi at Hibachi-san, or the very popular salad bar and burgers, or visiting vendors at Fireside Cafe. Remember to order your course materials through Barnes & Nobles or purchase your Michigan wear. Also at the Pierpont, you can stop by the University of Michigan's credit union, which is on site to meet your banking and financial services needs. Next slide, please. Important student services are also available to you on North Campus at Pierpont, such as the opportunity to get your photo taken for your MCard if you have not done that, or get a replacement card if you aren't able to find yours. Complete and verify your I-9 form for campus employment, or taking a moment to rejuvenate in the wellness zone, or simply just find a place to study. The Michigan League. The Michigan League is located on the north end of Central Campus near classroom buildings for the College of LSA, Dental School, the graduate Rackham graduates, and kinesiology are all in our neighborhood. The Michigan League is known for its historic architecture and beautiful woodwork. The League is a great place to hang out between classes, grab a bite to eat with your friends, or a favorite latte, and just meet up with your friends to study. Next slide, thank you. The Inn at the Michigan League is located on our 4th floor at the League and is a hotel on campus that is open to the public. Check it out for when your parents come to visit in town. Maisie's Kitchen and Market is a contemporary space that offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner. From Monday through Friday, Maisie's hosts local restaurants from Ann Arbor that serve on a rotating basis authentic ethnic cuisine. Come check us out and get your favorite latte before class. We invite you all to stop in and meet with one of our event planners to reserve a meeting space for your student organization or order catering for an event you are planning at the League. The Michigan League provides student organizations, offices, and storage space through a selection process. Looking for a job on campus? Consider university unions. We have a wide variety of opportunities for both work study and non-work study positions. We offer flexible schedules, and with us, you are guaranteed to build marketing skills that will give you a well-rounded skill set. Check out our opportunities that are currently available on our website. Follow us on Twitter or Instagram, and you'll see here our MISH Unions handler. Now I want to turn it over to our colleague, Kellen.
Hello, everyone again. I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about Trotter Multicultural Center. But before I get into the deep cultural understanding of the center, I want to be able to show you all a video to give you all some perspective around history and why we have the building to begin with. But before I do that, I want to just invite you to read with me the mission. Our mission is as a national leader in promoting an inclusive campus climate. The Trotter Multicultural Center serves as a campus facilitator, convener, and coordinator of intercultural engagement and inclusive leadership education initiatives for the University of Michigan students. So this is the fun part I just was talking about, the video. So sit back, relax, and take a listen.
For close to 50 years, Trotter has served as a student space. We began as Trotter House, a Black student cultural center founded in 1971 as a result of a campus-wide strike organized by the First Black Action Movement. also known as BAM, to protest against discrimination and marginalization of Black students. After Trotter was damaged by fire, it relocated to 1442 Washtenaw Avenue in 1972. And in 1981, it was renamed to Trotter Multicultural Center to match an expanded mission of enhancing multicultural awareness and understanding for all students. In 2014, the Black Student Union started #BBUM, Being Black at the University of Michigan, to spark discussions about Black students' experience on campus. One of the 7 demands issued to U of M administration was to build a new Trotter Multicultural Center facility located on Central Campus. Today, the William Monroe Trotter Multicultural Center lives in a centralized location on campus at 428 South State Street and opened its doors on April 11, 2019. The Trotter Multicultural Center continues to serve as a supportive home and environment to those committed to social justice and diversity, and as a space that celebrates the tradition and history of the Trotter Multicultural Center and student activism. At Trotter, we offer signature programs, meeting and lounge spaces, and on-site student support services. We look forward to seeing you at Trotter. Please visit our website for the latest information on events and happenings at the Trotter Multicultural Center.
Well, we hope that you felt like that was a riveting video, but it always is exciting to hear a little bit more about the history before we get into the nitty-gritty pieces of the building itself. So let's talk a little bit about the programs that we offer. So Trotter Multicultural Center is a facility, but we also are responsible for some programmatic areas. So we have a couple to share with you. And below you'll see some pictures of some of the events that we've put on. The Trotter Distinguished Leadership Series, which provides either civic engagement or political engagement with a variety of different topics and a variety of different speakers that span across making sure that you yourself are able to have an engaged conversation about opinions that you may share, but also opinions that might not be your own. But a great way to convene and have some experiences with other students or community members. The intercultural learning program, which really thinks about students, staff, and faculty at their core. We do a program called the Intercultural Development Inventory that really looks at how interculturally competent a student is, or a professional staff member is, or a faculty member is. And then we work individually and with your individual assessment, but also with your group assessment to kind of talk through where you are on the continuum and then where you hope to be. But we do that program with students, professional staff, and faculty just to for you to understand the variety of different people that we might come across. So it might show up in some of the classes that you all are in. The Inclusive Student Leadership Program, as we really try to think about students as leaders and what that means to be a leader on a campus like Michigan, but also to think about the intersectionality possibly of identity and what parts of your identity intersect in relationship to you being a leader on campus or outside of campus when you go into either graduate school or career focus, to think about that a little bit more concretely. And then we have the interfaith program that is housed in our space. When we really think about people's RSS identity, your religious identity or spiritual identity, and what that feels like or what that might be for you, it's more of a deeper exploration of identity as a whole in relationship to faith or spirituality or religion. And then lastly, we have the Flourish program that if you all have had the opportunity to maybe attend the Roaring Wellness session, which I'm sure they have one, they talk about the Wellness Wheel, and a part of the Wellness Wheel, we specifically focus on wellness as you as a holistic person. So that program is particularly for our rising sophomores or our first year students. And I say first year, meaning first year graduate student, first year undergraduate student, or first year professional student, really to orient you to campus and then connect you and network you with other professional and peers on campus to get you some assistance in all of those different areas. So next, I want to talk about meeting space and reservations. You already heard from Xavier and Amy about all of the awesome opportunities in the league and in the union and in Pierpont. So right down the street from the union, we have some beautiful spaces. So how our Trotter Multicultural Center works with meeting space and reservations, and this is just to name a few, but we have a couple of different spaces: the Sankofa Lounge, the MultiPurpose Rooms that are located on the ground floor, the large and medium meeting rooms that are across the hall from Sankofa, which is on the first floor. We have student organizational lounges, study spaces for huddles or quiet study. We have a beautiful roof garden deck. I'm saying to my left because I'm sitting right here at my desk and it's right outside of my window, and many more. And we'll talk about the many more spaces in just a few moments. I do want to bring your attention to reservations because I think that is super important. Our reservations are managed through conferences and event services, which are the same people who manage events for the unions and the league. So it'll be the same system that you'll enter in. And then I am really particular in thinking about, as you are trying to maybe thinking about reserving a space for maybe, I don't know, study, or even reserving a space for your student organization, or I don't know, fashion show rehearsal, or a gospel choir. We get all kinds of things. And so we want to be able to accommodate you correctly. So we just ask you to go to the website, and conference and event services are more than happy to assist you as well. You can always give us a phone call at the front desk, but we're going to try to answer our question the best of our ability. But we also might push you over to conference services and events because we want to make sure you get the best information possible. So the thing that you all probably been looking, you want to know what's in these rooms. So I want to tell you. So in the Sankofa Lounge, just to give you some grounding on what Sankofa means, it's from the Twili language in Ghana, which means to looking to wisdom and knowledge and your past in order to direct or guide your obligations and your responsibilities. And so on our first floor, as I mentioned before, it's supposed to be situated so it feels like a living room. When we asked students what they wanted this space to look like, they said they wanted it to feel like home. So a couple of spaces in our office, I'm saying in our office, but a couple of spaces in our building will feel more cozy and kind of more intimate. And these are some of the spaces. So you see that big U-shaped couch that people just lounge in between classes, watch TV, all kinds of things, sometimes play video games, but it's meant to be a comfortable space for you to be in community with others. And there are some specific spaces that are only reservable by student organizations. And so this is one of those spaces that are only reservable by student organizations. So let's talk about the Student Organization Lounge. So Xavier and Amy, I believe, touched on this, but we all have locker space in all of our, or office space in all of our buildings. And so this is a Student Organization Lounge, which is meant for student organizations, but also students to find a space, plop down, pull out a book, maybe drink a latte that you just got from the union, or possibly the league. And then you come and sit down and you kind of study or you kind of chill out. On this second floor, it's located, and it's really meant to be a space of community. But the thing that I really want to make sure I mention is we also have lockers that are in a lottery system. So similar to Xavier and Amy's experiences, we also have a locker wait list right now. And if that's something that you so choose to maybe think about, check back with us in the winter semester, as that's when our locker applications open for student organizations. So if that's something that is your jam, make sure that you follow up with us in the winter semester. And again, that's a reservable by student organization space only. The multi-purpose room, which could be 3 rooms, 2 rooms, or 1 big room, and you are now experiencing it as 1 big room. It's on the ground floor. It also has the capacity to have food. There's a capacity to have food in all parts of the building, but there's a catering kitchen down below in the same space. So you have close access to food if you need it. Also, it is a classroom from Monday through Friday for classroom. So if this is a possibility of you possibly having class down here. And then thinking about this space is reservable to the general public. So students, faculty, staff, departments can reserve this space, but it is quite a large space, and a lot of things happen, fashion show rehearsal, executive board meetings, general meetings for student organizations, classrooms, as I mentioned before. So there's a myriad of different things that this could look like. The roof garden deck, that looks like a really sad view. Right now it's kind of plush and beautiful outside, but that was probably sometime in the fall when the leaves were gone. But this is a roof garden deck, and you can imagine as Michigan weather happens, definitely you can see the seasons change outside as well. So a great place for you to have your studying needs or just to chill out, relax, maybe drink some water because you probably don't, or maybe an iced coffee, to be out. It's I think one of the most beautiful places that we have on State Street that you have access to. So it's reservable by student organizations. However, anyone can use the space if it's not being reserved. So if you want to in between classes chill there, you are more than welcome to go. I want to talk a little bit about the huddle rooms. We have some huddle rooms for individual study, and then some quiet study cubicles, about 5 of them. So that is for your study or huddle space needs. We also have reflection rooms and a foot bath. So we have small reflection rooms for yoga, prayer, or meditation. Sometimes students also decide to sleep there for a little like power nap of some sort. And then you'll notice that you'll see a picture of a bathroom, which feels a little bit odd, but actually to the right-hand side at the bottom of this picture, there's a foot bath. And we are one of 2 foot baths on campus. So myself and Amy have foot baths in our buildings, and the foot baths are distinctly for people who might wash their feet before they pray. And so that's a space for any student, staff, faculty member, or community member who might need it. It is available. So I want to talk about student support services. What can you get while you're here? So usually in the hours, I would say probably from 6 until about 10 o'clock, we have student support services in our building on the weekends and also on the weekdays. So we have the Sweetland Writing Center that comes, the Library Peer Information Counseling Center, so the PIC group. We have the University Career Center, and then Wolverine Wellness offers wellness coaching. Sweetland Writing Center is just that. They're going to help you write this bomb paper. So libraries, the PIC group, they're going to help you research that bomb paper that you're going to write and then have Sweetland take a look at. For the University Career Center, they're going to help you work on either your resume, maybe work on how to dress for an interview, maybe assist you in tests or mock interviews to get you ready for that interview, because you might need that internship or that job, and it might be a great opening to get you prepared to work at possibly the union or the league, because they have positions available for you. So we offer them either by appointment or a scheduling system that you would go directly to their website to find this information, but we also have it on our website, and we will direct you to their website if you go and take a look. But those will be available in the fall as well. And then last but not least, here's my contact information. We want to let you know we're located on Central Campus, 428 South State Street. To give you some orientation, we're down the block from the Union, right next door to Kelsey Museum. Go and take a look, figure it out, come and visit. We're right across the street or kitty corner to Angel Hall. And then we're right in front of Barbara and Newberry Residence Halls. So you can follow us. All of our handles are UMISH, or excuse me, not UMISH, that's wrong. Trotter MC. So feel free to sign up for our newsletter. If you go to trotter.umich.edu right now, and then you go ahead and click on the first page to the far right-hand side, you can click to join our newsletter. We're just gonna ask you for your name, your first, your last name, and your email address. So you can do that right now if you so choose. And then last but not least, you can find us at trottermc.info.umich.edu. So I hope that that's been a great opportunity and time for you all. I'm gonna go ahead and shift and see what kind of questions do you all have for us. So I see one question in the chat box. I'm just reading through it. Just give me a second. So there's a question in the chat box about the process of admissions for a student who's international, and they want to know, could they talk to a student counselor or someone from admissions? Allie, I'm actually gonna pass that one to you to see if you would possibly be able to connect maybe the student with a resource.
Sure. So I'm in the background. Hi. I would say that the best resources would be to reach out to the International Center and to the Office of Admissions. So the University Admissions Office. And so I can go ahead, I'll type an answer back to the student to this person with links to those offices.
Awesome. Thanks for Allie. Does anybody else have questions? You can't say that our presentation was that good that no one has questions. I always like a good question. Don't be afraid. There's never a bad question. Anybody? Here, well, I'll try to make it interesting. So this is off the cuff. So Amy and Xavier are gonna participate. We have one question. You all are saved by a question. How do I buy books or use books? So how do they buy books or use books? Amy, Xavier?
Yeah, I can start, and Xavier, feel free to jump in. So once you register for the classes that you are planning to take for the fall, on the Wolverine Access system, all of the class information will include links to be able to purchase textbooks. There are a couple of bookstores in the area that do provide used textbooks, and so that might be an option that you can do some searching on your own for. Within the Barnes & Noble stores at Pierpont Commons and the Michigan Union, those folks will do any sort of help you need in order to find specialized textbooks or course packs or anything that your courses require.
That was great, Amy, yes. Check out Barnes & Noble on campus.
Great question. I appreciate that. Any other questions about the fall, about welcome week, about move-in? We all happen to have some experience in all of those dynamics. Well, to not keep it boring, I'm going to ask my other question to Amy and Xavier. And then if you all have any questions in the interim, feel free to pop them in there. We're excited to answer whatever we can. So Amy, Xavier, I also will model this by also answering the question for myself. What is one of your favorite parts about one of our other buildings? So like not your personal building, but either the league or the union for myself, Amy for Trotter, or the league, Xavier, Trotter, or the union. I can tell you something that's my favorite about both. For the union, I love the atrium, which is actually right behind Amy. I sit there sometimes when I want to get away from my office and just have a different change of scenery. So that's always a really great experience. And you happen to run into all kinds of people, sometimes President Slishel, sometimes the Dean of Students, sometimes Mark Bernstein. I've run into all different kinds of people, but it's a great place to kind of be in community, drink a little bit of coffee, and then be among just other people, just to change the scenery. So I think that's really great. Usually it's packed during lunchtime, so try to find a seat, but you always can find a seat in the union because it's so big. And then for Xavier's building in the league, I absolutely love Maisie's. You see there's a comment saying about food or drinks for me, but yeah, I think that that's been a really great place. Maisie's is a place that you can find sandwiches, get you a quick protein shake because you're on the go, get you a quick coffee because you forgot to do any of those things. So those are two really good possibilities for those two spaces. We got a couple of questions that came in as well. So, someone wants to know what is some information or what is the paperwork for a scholarship? So I think the best way to assist are a couple of different ways. My first point would probably possibly through the financial aid office if you've already been awarded a scholarship. If you are looking for scholarships, however, you can find those through, if you have decided yet your major, sometimes your major department will have scholarships that are specifically for you. The other bit that you could do is type in scholarships UMich, and there'll be a plethora of things that'll come up more specifically for scholarships. There is an office and it's right on the tip of my tongue and I'm not thinking of it right now, that also provides all of that information. But it's like the President's Scholarship, some of the Dean scholarships. If you all remember the name of the office, feel free to help me out. Amy, Xavier, Allie.
I think the Office of Financial Aid is a good place to start, and that should be, you can find some links from there.
And then the next question, does a student need, I think this is, does a student need to apply for an MCard, or will it be automatically sent to you if you filled out the dorm form? So if you've applied for a residence hall space, do you automatically get an MCard? Oh, so go ahead, Amy or Allie. I feel like somebody came off mute.
I'm off mute. I am not 100% positive of the answer, but I know that last year, folks were able to submit a form and have cards ready for them, either at move-in or prior to. Allie, you're off mute now.
Yes, I was just going to share, if you are moving into a residence hall, your MCard would be available at move-in. However, there's also, if you just Google UMich MCard, there are some great forms online about like how to submit your photo by August 6th.
Perfect. I'll also note that there is an MCard office at Pierpont Commons. So as you are, if you maybe lose your MCard and need a replacement once you're on campus, Pierpont Commons on North Campus is a great resource for that.
And then, and then there was a question, but I think someone already answered it. Oh, awesome. Oh, wait. There was another question around, is it too late to apply for work study or financial aid for an incoming freshman? I do not believe so. FAFSA is a really, I think, easy. It's actually extremely easy now. You would put in your personal information. If you've already filed taxes, you are able to quickly, it'll connect your IRS tax information already. So if your parents have already filed taxes, or you yourself are an independent student possibly and you filed taxes, it'll already connect that information and send it directly to the financial aid office. And financial aid overarchingly is pretty quick with the return. So they get you the information pretty fast, and then they're able to set up your package and award. So they'll probably sometimes give you like what your expected family contribution is, and then they'll possibly give you grants, possibly give you financial aid, and possibly give you scholarships. And you can note on that, on the FAFSA, if you want to apply for work study as well. And that information it's extremely easy in comparison to when some of us first started in a paper form. So it's super easy now.
All right, Kellen, I'm going to answer your question about campus locations. So both when I was a student as well as now as a staff member, Maisie's at the Michigan League is one of my favorite places. It's cozy. There is sun on sunny days from the porch area, and it feels a little bit like home. So, you know, definitely, I think one of my pieces of advice for Michigan students is to find those places that feel comfortable, whether that is like home or is cozy in one way or the other. And certainly, the new Trotter Center feels cozy in a lot of ways as well. The other thing that I would recommend is to just explore campus and find those places that are inspirational for you. And so whether that is the Law Quad, whether that is the Study Lounge at the Union, that you know feels old and is old and it has history to it. That's something that that was kind of inspirational to me as a student as well. So not exactly answering your question, but my piece of advice.
That leaves me. So actually, I'll start with the Sankofa Lounge. And I really just love the space, and I love how the university acknowledges history and students' voice in the design of that space. At Pierpont, there is a lounge where there's a grand piano, and I love to sit in that space when a student is playing, because our students are very talented, particularly when they're sort of just practicing, and yeah, it's just amazing. So I love to sort of work quietly while they're playing on the piano at Pierpont. And at the Union, Panera is my favorite spot because I love a good Panera bagel and some coffee while connecting with students and colleagues.
Awesome. Thanks, Xavier and Amy, for allowing me to ask you all questions in this question and answer segment as well. Well, I don't see any more questions, but in true facilitator way, I will count to 10 internally, and then I think we might end our experience. But we'll take any questions that you all may have. Our hope is that you learned something new or different about the student life spaces that are at your fingertips. And hopefully we answered some questions that are not necessarily our wheelhouse. However, we were able to give you some good links to where you can find that information. And we want to thank Allie in the background for being able to address some of our questions as well. Well, I think I don't see any more questions in the Q&A. So my hope is to bid you all adieu. We hope you have a wonderful day and that you make it amazing. And go blue, and we hope to see you all in the fall. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.